Welcome to the latest installment of Chord by Chord, a series designed to build your understanding of harmony on the fretboard. Last week I showed you a new triad type, Augmented, and showed you various ways to build a C augmented chord from a C major chord. This week we're going to do the same thing, but with G major and G augmented. Now, if you remember, a major triad is made up of the root, the third, and the fifth. An augmented triad is made up of the root, the third, and the augmented fifth, which is just the fifth raised by a half step. Example 1 shows the notes in a G major chord. And example 2 shows the notes in a G augmented chord. Example 3 shows you how to build a G augmented chord from a G major open chord. Now, the fifth of G major is D, which means to make it G augmented, we want to raise that D up to D sharp. The only D in the G major open chord is the open D on the fourth string, so all you have to do is raise that up one fret to get G augmented. Examples 4A and 4B are both derived from the G major bar chord in third position. Example 4A makes use of the bottom 4 strings, and example 4B makes use of the top 4 strings. Here's example 4A. Here's example 4B. Example 5 shows a couple of voicings in 7th position. Here, the fifth is in the bass, or on the third string. Now, this lesson isn't about switching between these two voicings, it's about building G augmented from G major, but it's worth noting that when switching between the voicings in example 5, you can leave your third finger in the same place. Just something useful to apply to future chord transitioning. Example 6A is in 10th position, and pretty much impossible to play on a 12th fret guitar and rather difficult to play on a 14th fret guitar. Example 6B offers an easier alternative just on the top 3 strings. Now, if you notice, we actually used this same shape last week to go from C major to C augmented, but it was in third position. By now, you should know how an augmented triad is constructed and how to get to one from various C major and G major voicings. A couple of songs which make use of a G augmented chord are For the Benefit of Mr. Kite by the Beatles and Hard Feelings by Fleetwood Mac. Hard Feelings is played with a capo on fret 1, but it still uses the same chord shapes that we learned in this lesson. Now I'm supposed to understand, don't you think you're asking too much? What kind of fool do you think I am? Don't you think you've hurt me enough? Still you wanna be friends, but I don't wanna be just friends. Thanks for watching. Next week I'll introduce you to your first 7th chord.